Playing every Borderlands game in 2025. Well, kind of. I wanted to focus on the main story, so this is 1, 2, pre-sequel, and 3. No DLC, no Tales from Borderlands, no Tiny Tina's Wonderlands games. Now, you might want to get comfortable and grab a couple of snacks for this one. It's going to be a long one. Let's take a trip back to 2009, October to be more specific. You know, back when life was good, games were good, didn't come out half complete and riddled with bugs because it is still in beta, and you weren't expected to pay $80 for a game if you're a real fan. Life was good, but it ain't 2009 no more. Mainly because I'm playing the Game of the Year edition, which came out in 2019. But hey, it's the same story, same everything.
So, you want to hear a story, huh?
Sorry, Marcus, I need to cut you off there. I need to keep this video as short as I can. Let's talk a bit about Pandora. Pandora is a planet that is a wasteland. People still live here, but there's an old tale and legend of a vault that the people of Pandora believe. The vault is apparently filled with advanced technology, wealth, fame, power, everything you could ever want. The people that grow up to look and hunt for the vaults are called, well, Vault Hunters. Marcus speaks about a guardian angel who guides the Vault Hunters to their prize. It's time to decide what character to play. Each character has their own abilities and preferred weapons. The Hunter class, Mordecai, is who we will be using for this one. He has a companion named Bloodwing, and his preferred weapons are revolvers and sniper rifles. I do realise now though that I should have gone with Lilith, as she is a siren who can phase walk. It makes her invisible and invulnerable, increases her movement speed. I would have got through this game a lot quicker if I'd have played as her. In the past, I can't change that. I'm not playing through it again. It's sickened as it is. First person we are introduced to is our guardian angel. Or I could be tripping off ecstasy that someone slipped in my drink earlier and now I'm hearing voices and seeing things. We need to meet a funny robot and do everything he says. For those of you that are fans of this series, you'll know exactly who that is, and for anyone that's new to the Borderlands series, either way, you're not going to hear much from him, so it's okay.
Well, we're here. Don't worry about saying goodbye. I'm sure we'll be doing this all again soon enough. Get off my bus.
With that, we are met with this little one-wheeled robot. So remembering what that voice in our head told us to do and to do everything he said, I ignored him and went looking for secrets. I found absolutely nothing. I found some money and 2 weapons from a weapons crate on the roof, so I guess I'd better listen to him. We follow him to this pole thing, and he tells us that if we die, our new you will appear here. Basically, it's a checkpoint, but at some of them, you can customize your character. So I take the time to change my name, put on a newspaper hat, protect my head from the dry climate of Pandora. I'm aware that this won't provide any protection in a fight, because chances are, even if it rains slightly, this will get destroyed. Now that we've got our hat sorted, we meet our first load of bandits who fly over the gate in cars. This is the part where I remember how slow the fire rate is on a lot of the snipers. But hey, at least the hipfire is accurate. After fighting through some of the bandits, we get our first level up and see this guy who died like he was bowing down to me. We do eventually arrive at Firestone. I did start exploring and jumping on rooftops to find secrets, but it was very boring, so I cut all of that out. The first citizen of Firestone we meet is the local doctor, Dr. Zed. I tried listening to what Dr. Zed was saying, the audio cut out completely. I didn't hear a thing he said. Either way, as I finished raiding his stock, he tells us that we need to help clear up the skags. Claptrap takes a blast to the face. Zed tells us that we have got under 9 toes of skin apparently. We need to find a repair kit, and conveniently there is one on this table, if you can call it a table anyway. Now might be a good time to mention this. Yes, this game has a slow start, but trust me and stick with me on this. It is worth it. Now that the gate is open, this is where the real journey begins. And as you can see, Claptrap lives an exciting life as a robot. We beat the skags and level up to level 3. This just means I can use a different gun. There's nothing exciting yet. Going back to Zed, and he tells us that his vending machine is broken and he needs a new part back where we just got. I'm not going to go into it, that just pains me. We get the part, show that skag not to mess with us, and then head back to Zed. We purchase a shield that is the item of the day because I'm loaded from stealing all the money in Firestone. It does appear that Dr. Zed is the only person here in Firestone, and well, I need the money more than he does to buy health, and he gets it back anyway. Zed tells us that we need to go and kill 8 bandits to stop them giving information to 9 toes. I killed the 8 bandits, but there are still 2 or 3 left, so I clean those up and go the extra mile like the good hunter I am, in hopes that this will help gain trust. As night falls on the town of Firestone, Zed tells us that we need to go and introduce ourselves to TK Baha. Walking up to TK, and he whips out his double barrel.
You? One more step and it'll be your last.
This is the type of person you need when your planet turns into a wasteland and people are looting and killing each other. You need someone with a sense of humor. Now we have to gain TK's trust by getting his food back. Now obviously before I head out, I had to clear him out of all of his money as well. First we have to get through this barricade. Now luckily someone left some TNT hooked up cartoon style. There's a grave that we can shake. Yeah, sure, why not? We get some weapons from it. Now we enter Nine Toes' hideout, or home. I'm not sure which one it is. We make quick work of the first bandit that we see and the second one, but this is when I notice something isn't quite right. I don't think he's supposed to be there, but we don't need to worry about him anymore. Pushing forward, there is a sign for Pandora and the music becomes very ominous. Now this is the time where we meet Nine Toes.
You woke the wrong dog. Ah, yeah!
At first I started off strong, you know, his shield is gone, but then his pets, Pinky and Digit, come running at me. I panic a little too much and try to get myself out to buy myself some time, and we get our first death. Luckily I am not including a death counter in this because, my god, by the end of this I think it will be in the thousands. I go back, this time I play it smart, get the pets first before going back in. Now at level 6, I smash Nine Toes in both ways. I decided to ransack his house, but it looks like I'm the one getting shafted with these weapon choices.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Our guardian angel, you know what? I'm just going to call her Angel for short. She tells us that this was our first step in this important journey. I get back to TK, who tells us that we need to go and speak to Zed. Seems kind of pointless, but I at least got some money and XP from TK. I hand in my quest to Zed, and he gives me a grenade mod, and it is time to check what the locals put on the bounty board. Now we get to meet one of my favorite characters from this game, Scooter.
Why, you the one killing all the crap when people ask? The catch a ride near Firestone is more busted than my mama's girl parts. Real appreciate you taking a poke at that. The system, not my mom. Hot dog down the skag den, know what I'm saying?
We need to get his machine working, but before that, we need to go and see TK again and get a few quests from him. The first one is getting his leg back from Scar. I'm not sure if you noticed that was missing. Surprisingly, this fight was harder than the fight with Nine Toes, although I didn't die when fighting Scar like I did with Nine Toes. Either way, the fight ends with me reaching level 8 and being spat on, which I do not appreciate in this circumstance. I get TK's leg, and there was a few other quests I picked up which were not important to the story, but I needed the levels. We head back to TK and give him his leg. I never thought I'd ever say that sentence in my life, I'm gonna be honest. There was another quest where I had to find data recordings, and while I'm turning this in, one of the bonehead minions starts shooting at me, so it's only right I go in there and kill it. This wasn't for revenge, well, not fully anyway. I needed to kill Bonehead for a quest so that we could get the catch ride machine up and running for Scoot. I have played through this game so many times, especially this start part. I have never beat Bonehead without dying until this playthrough. That's impressive for me and a personal achievement. With Bonehead dead, we grab the Digistruct module and go back to the catch ride. Now we have access to Scooter's cars and we need to jump Pisswash Gully. Yes, this is the real name of that place. On the first try, I drive off the side and fail. On the second try, I nail it, but I land on my roof. I'm gonna say I landed it, even though it was on the roof. And all of that was just to open the gate so that we could get back to Dr. Zed. He then tells us that we need to go back through the gate that we just opened, speak to Shep Sanders. You're probably starting to notice a pattern with these quests. They're very repetitive to start. The other thing that slightly annoyed me with this is Zed knew that someone was on the other side of that gate. So surely he could have just got Shep Sanders to open the gate for us. Whatever, Shep gives us 3 quests. While on this mission, I encounter what we in the gaming industry call a hack. This man is shooting me through a wall. Obviously, once I've killed them all, I clear them out of all the cash, and I find a note from Sledge which says, "Now you cannot get in the mine because I have the keys. Sledge." He even put a heart. We go back to the task of turning off the wind turbines, and well, that's completed. Next one, kill Temrak. It's a nice break, and that's done as well. Now, for the mine gate key. We managed to get to Sledge's safe house, which gave me a flashback to some traumatic time when I first played through this, which for anyone that has played through this, you know what is at the end of Sledge's safe house. Also, I am aware that I am severely underleveled and making this harder for me than it needed to be. That was my decision, and it is how I play these type of games. It's also going to be like this through the whole video. We keep moving through and we find a blue claptrap that is dead, or nearly dead, and we need to grab another repair kit. We get back to this little claptrap unit and he gives us backpack storage upgrade, so that was definitely worth it. He also takes us to a room with a weapon box. I go through the rest of the safe house and get to the end to find this roid rage psycho. After 10 minutes of evading and fighting, he gets soaked, so I can take advantage of him and kill him. With that complete, we get the mine gate key, and I leave the safe house, and Commandant Steele gets in contact and tells us that we need to turn ourselves in. I'm not bothered about her at the moment. Headstone Mine is where I need to go. Now, I forgot that I was underleveled for this, and I died a lot, even at the start of this section. So I turned off the game, decided to come back to this another day. Next day, I load up the game, and I get all the way through Headstone Mine after leveling up a little bit, and I get to where Sledge is. I did start fighting Sledge on this one, but I decided again I needed to take a break from this. This fight was by far the hardest challenge I have faced on this game so far. After 5 minutes of being absolutely obliterated by Sledge and his bandits like I'm Bonnie Blue, I decide that I need to take a break. Definitely didn't rage quit, just decided I need a quick breather. After a quick week-long break, I go back in, and for some reason he is at almost half health with no bandits. I also didn't die or go down at all for this rematch. It takes me just over a minute to finish Sledge. It went from the hardest challenge to the easiest challenge. I don't know what happened there. Going back to Zed, and he gives us a class mod, but now it is time for us to leave Firestone and head to Dahl Headland. We're given a contact for this one, Ernest Whitting. He tells us about someone called Lucky that we need to rescue. He's in a prison cell. Honestly, we just open the door and speak to him. He gives us a shield, which is terrible, so thank you for that. And then we have to eliminate 8 runner patrols. I'm not gonna lie, this took way longer than it should have, but I did it. Now, before turning it in, I wanted to try and defeat Skagzilla. I defeat Skagzilla. First try, no deaths. It did take over 10 minutes. We'll not go into that. Back to Ernest, and we turn in the Skagzilla task. He gives us an elephant gun, and at some point I turned the task in for the 8 runner patrols, but I'm not sure what happened to it. I didn't record it for some reason. We move on with not much context, but we have to go and kill someone called Mad Mel. Mad Mel defeated, we go through to New Haven. We meet Helena Pierce. She tells us about this other contact we need to find, Tannis. When I get there, she tells me that I need to find another one of my favorite characters in the Borderlands series, Crazy Earl. He has my favorite voice line in the game, and potentially my favorite voice line in any game.
What you want?
A lot of these missions are linked to the story, but a lot of them is just killing a certain number of enemies or speaking to a specific person. Obviously, the main part of the story is get to the vault, with this being the first game. And I will say the story is okay, but it could be better. But trust me, if you've made it this far, stick with it. It does get better. As I'm saying that, here's a part that I'm not so proud of. We see this bruiser stuck in the water. Makes him easy to kill, right? He drops a bottle of booze when I kill him, and I get stuck down there. The grenade mod I have, and I'm pretty sure it's grenades in general in this game, does not allow the grenades to hurt. My next option is to exit and reload it. This is where I realize this game hates me. I get stuck on this, I close the game, I start to contemplate my decision of going down there to collect that bottle. Luckily, I do load in at the checkpoint, and all of the enemies have spawned near the start, so I don't have to go back to where I was. I get the last few bottles I need and get them back to Earl. He gives us this next quest, to kill Crom. I want to level up a little before we do this. Scooter asked us to go and check on TK, and yeah, it's not looking good for him, bruv. Well, he won't be needing that $38 anymore, will he? After a few more side quests, leveling up a bit, I get across to Crom's Canyon and have to travel some distance up to the top where Crom is. I cheesed this fight so much, even easier with him sat on his little turret and not wanting to get off it. I head back to Tannis. She tells us about Janistown and that we have to go and meet Taylor Cobb. We get to Taylor and he tells us that we need to kill Janice Cobb, who is his brother. Now trust me, I understand sibling rivalry, but surely this is too far. You know, hiring a hitman to kill your brother? Anyway, I don't know either of these people, so I'm completely fine killing them. Back to Taylor, who tells us that Janistown will now be called Taylortown. Now we need to go and see Eric Franks in New Haven. So we get back there. Eric tells us about a container that we need to find. Whatever is inside the container is our payment from Taylor. Our payment is apparently an ambush, which I survive. I go inside to the container and I find the $22. Feels like I should have been paid a little bit more than that for killing his brother, but it's the Wasteland and I have 91k, so $22 kind of feels like nothing to me. We report back to Helena, who tells us that we need to kill Taylor. Taylor turns out to be a lot more challenging to kill than his brother, but with a little bit of cheese and a tiny amount of strategy, we get it done. Finding the next vault key takes us to a place called Trash Cove. This is where we have to complete a challenge before getting the next vault key. Now, you might be wondering, what is that challenge? Is it a massive spider ant? I also realize I am using an electric gun against an enemy that has that element, which is why I'm not doing much damage. This massive mammoth of a creature whose mouth kind of looks like a vagina. This is our challenge. The aim with the rack hive is to shoot each of its eyes, as that is a crit spot. The main part of this challenge is, well, it's a walking rack hive. It releases rack. And a lot. This fight took me 30 to 35 minutes. Many times I went down, but all of these times I killed Rack and was able to continue and got the second win. But the challenge is finished and we go into a cave nearby. In this cave there is a chest with the piece of the vault key that we need. This next part takes us to Old Haven and we meet some new enemies, the Crimson Lance. Now for anyone that doesn't remember, back at Sledge's safe house after we got out of there, we were told by Commandant Steele that we needed to turn ourselves in. I think this is the result of that, the fact that I didn't turn myself in. Moving on, this new Claptrap unit tells us about a Baron Flint, who is our next target and part of the third and final piece of the vault key. First step is infiltrating Thor, the outpost, not Chris Hemsworth. Although, I mean, who wouldn't, you know? This is where we meet Baron Flint. A difficult but fun fight, and turns out not to be necessary at all, as Tannis has betrayed us and joins Commandant Steele. Tannis was the one we was giving the vault key pieces to as she was researching. Tannis also had the completed vault key all along, which is what we need. We go to confront Commandant Steele. Our first obstacle is to kill these 3 guards while dodging this plasma gun. You can pick this up and use it. Personally, I don't think it's worth it, but you know, personal preference and all that. Turns out Tannis didn't betray us, but was captured by the Crimson Lance and held in prison. The echo system, which is used for communication, that was taken down. We go and we have to turn the transmitters on. With all 3 of these turned back on, Tannis tells us that Steele has already taken the vault key and is on her way there. Meet a brand new enemy, the Guardians. What they do is in their title, they guard the vault. I don't know what more you expect from this game. I find out very quickly that you can just run straight past these. You don't need to fight any of them at all. We get all the way to the end, to the vault. Angel gives us a little pep talk before we go in, and now finally we've reached it. We have the vault and we have Commandant Steele. Steele tells us that the contents of the vault belongs to Atlas Corporation and I belong to her. I mean, she's not my type, but it's okay. Apparently the Destroyer doesn't like her either.
Go inside.
And we meet the Destroyer. After 15 minutes of shooting tentacles and the big eye in the middle of the octopus-looking creature, it is finished. The Destroyer is defeated and we are the first person to open this vault.
You opened the vault! I'm sorry I couldn't warn you about what was in it. But for you to be there to stop it, it couldn't have unfolded any other way. You did well, and your actions haven't gone unrewarded. The key won't open the vault for another 200 years, but I'm sure Tannis will pay you quite the fortune for it. Now go. I'll be watching.
Our Guardian Angel is also apparently a satellite looking over Pandora. It cuts back to Claptrap where he turns evil. I'm not sure what that's about, but with that, the first Borderlands is done. Borderlands 2 starts the same as the first one. A poor skag out looking for food until he gets hit by a vehicle. That is until the bandits get taken out by a train and the remaining survivor gets taken out by a sign. And thus begins our Borderlands 2 story.
So, you want to hear another story, huh?
I gotta keep at least that first line in. Marcus recaps Borderlands 1. We don't need to do that, we've literally just finished playing it. After the vault was opened, Hyperion went to mine iridium on Pandora, but they found evidence of a greater vault. They wanted to use the power to civilize the Borderlands. But it wasn't just Hyperion. There was now more Vault Hunters and there was a man named Handsome Jack. Our Vault Hunters for this one, Axton, who is our commando. He has a turret kind of like Roland from the first one. Next one we have is Maya. She's the siren for this one. She has a phase lock ability which suspends enemies in the air. We have Salvador, who is our Gunzerker and who we will be playing as for this one. Finally, we have our assassin Zero, who is a number. And as I mentioned previously, Handsome Jack.
Welcome to Pandora, kiddos.
We wake up in the snow to see a familiar face in Claptrap. I have 5 golden keys on this for some reason. I'll take it. I start playing, but something feels off. This is when I realized I downloaded the Xbox 360 version and not the one that's been optimized for Xbox One. All right then, let's try this again. We wake up in the snow. Yeah, you know what? Let's skip all this. I did, however, lose the 5 keys. I will say that. That's apparently only on the Xbox 360 version of this for me. I don't actually know if that carries over. I should have checked that and probably opened them. Our first objective is to follow Claptrap to his home on this glacier. We are introduced to a new enemy, Bullymongs, and the main Bullymong, Knuckle Dragger. He, for some reason, takes Claptrap's eye, and I stumble across a stash of something that I feel like I shouldn't. I get that Claptrap's a lonely robot, but come on, at least clean up after yourself. Our guardian angel is back from the last game and tells us that thanks to Jack, the time had passed for the previous 4 Vault Hunters. She thinks that we could be the new hero of Pandora. Similar to the last game, Angel insists that we need Claptrap's help. We eventually find Knuckle Dragger and a few Bullymongs. We kill all of them and level up, and we find Claptrap's eye. Apparently, we can't fit it. I don't know if that's a trust thing. The only person that he trusts is a guy called Sir Hammerlock. You get communication from Jack. His first one is an offer of $1 million for someone to kill us and roll. We meet our first ally on our journey, which is Sir Hammerlock. He fixed his Claptrap's eye, and now Claptrap is back to normal, if you can call it that. As we start escorting Claptrap to his ship, Jack tells us about his new fully diamond horse. He's named this fully diamond horse Butt Stallion. Our first proper boss is Boom and Boom. We kill Boom first and then something special happens. Not the skill point, you'll see in a minute. We need to kill Boom first. There we go, both Boom and Boom are dead. So here it is, our first legendary. Clear some room in our inventory, we take it, we move to the person who has captured Claptrap's ship. His name is Captain Flint. After a good fight, we kill Flint, die, get a second wind, kill another bandit, and then we move on. We board Claptrap's ship and go to Three Horns Divide. Now, it can't be a Borderlands game without a catcher. Obviously, in true video game style, it's broke, we have to fix it. So we upload Angel into the machine so that she can fix it. And now we have our ride to Sanctuary. Sanctuary is a secure part of Pandora, and it's a safe area for all the residents of Pandora to go to. To get into Sanctuary, we have to speak through the intercom. We hear for the first time, unless you played him on the first Borderlands, Roland. He tells us that one of the people from Sanctuary went to look for a power cord to keep the shield cities up. That's not right. Let's just bring that back for a second and try that one again. Roland tells us one of the people from Sanctuary went to look for a power core to keep the city's shields up. The man we're looking for is Reese, and we find him, but unfortunately he died as I was trying to not die by rat. So it's now down to us to find the power core. We find the power core and we head back to Sanctuary. We're then informed that Roland has gone from Sanctuary and has gone radio silent on everyone. But before we can move with that, we need to replace the power core to keep the shields on. We do this, and apparently just in time because Hyperion start a mortar strike on Sanctuary. Angel tells us that Roland needs our help and we need to find out where he has gone.
Oh, crap. Is it Hyperion? You'll never take me alive, you robotic son of a bitch!
Scooter tells us about Plan B, something about making the city float using fuel cells. He gives us some iridium to help with this. We find 2 cells, and the third is with Crazy Earl, who only deals with iridium. Scooter then starts... I don't actually know what he started doing. Anyway, we'll leave him to that. Yeah, sure. On the way to Crazy Earl, I installed the 2 fuel cells I had. I get the final one from Crazy Earl and install it. To find where Roland is, Scooter tells us to speak to the Crimson Raider. The Crimson Raider then tells us to listen to the tape from Roland. The recording of Roland then tells us that the answer is in his safe. We find out we can use this for storage for items later. We also find that in the safe there is a recording from the Firehawk. The Firehawk tells us that we need to go to Frostburn Canyon. Roland is in danger because he has been captured by the Firehawk, and we need to find him and rescue. We get to the Firehawk's hideout, but it is being overrun by Bloodshot. Bloodshot are a gang of bandits, and we have to follow the signs that they have left so kindly for us to find our way through. The Firehawk is Lilith, and she passes out. She tells us that she is one of the Crimson Raiders and asks us to get an Iridium Nugget so that she can help defend us. After we are done defending the hideout, she tells us that Roland is being held in a Bloodshot stronghold and she will teleport us in. After teleporting us like 3 feet, she decides it's best for us not to try that again, and I completely agree with her. We then meet a new character that we haven't met yet, Ellie. Ellie is Scooter's sister. She can help us get into the stronghold. We go out, we gather some car parts, and we have a new car that can launch either saw blades or barrels. I try to enter the stronghold, but we meet Big Maw, who as you can see has a shield, although I'm not actually sure what purpose they serve on the shield other than maybe covering up the massive hole. But hey, a couple of grenades, they no longer exist. I can't lie, I basically cheesed the hell out of this fight. With Big Maw dead, we can open the bridge using the key he dropped. We fight through the stronghold and get to Roland's cell.
Vault Hunter. Good to finally meet you in person. Hell of a job fighting through those bloodshots. This'll just take a second.
My god, what a man. Roland tells us that we need to get to Warden and defeat her, which despite the size and the health bar is quite an easy fight. Now we have Roland back and we go back to Sanctuary where he explains that they got him while, well, his exact words were while he was taking a leak. We also find out Jack is not wanting to open the vault for the same reason as everyone else. You know, we mentioned it in the past one, you get loot, fame, money, all that. No, he wants to open it to control the warrior that is being held inside of the vault. So kind of like how the Destroyer came out of the vault in the first Borderlands, yeah, whatever monster is in this great vault, he wants to control that. Roland tells us that we need some help and sends us to look for a spy of his who has been watching over a Hyperion train. Yet another returning character from Borderlands 1 and the person that we played as, Mordecai, and obviously you can't have Mordecai without having Bloodwing. It turns out we're going to need some more help getting into this train. This is where we meet Tiny Tina.
All around the stack, this plant, the stalker chased the bandit. The stalker thought 'twas all in fun. Hop! Goes the bandit. This here's Mushy Snugglebites, and this is Felicia's Sexo Pants. These fine-ass women's could stop that train for yous, but I'ma need their badonkadonks first, and they got stole by the bandits a few days ago. Go get them!
Just like that, apparently it's nap time. I get what she asked for, I come back to Tina.
Get your butt out of my workshop, man! I got to be alone for this. That's right. Twin sisters, man. Oh, take them. Take them, take them, take them, take them. Just put my damsels near the choo-choo track and set them up! Good plan, great plan.
I do as she says again, and I just sit back and watch the firework. Now it's time to search the train wreckage for the vault key, only to find Wilhelm, who is a robot that almost killed the 4 previous vault hunters. Roland tells us to retreat, and so does Lilith. Angel, however, thinks that we can take him. At this point, I'm not sure if I'm being gaslit or if she actually believes in us. After a 12-minute battle and dying multiple times, Wilhelm is deactivated and he drops a power core. Angel tells us to take it back to Sanctuary. We do just that, take the old one out and replace it with this new one.
What the hell?
Hey, you know, I think it's finally time to tell you that little secret. Angel's working for me.
Lowering Sanctuary's shields, Jack. Executing phase shift.
With the shields lowered, there is another mortar strike on Sanctuary, and it's time to run to the town centre to help everyone in Sanctuary. Our plan is simple. The plan B that Scooter was talking about is happening now. We need to get Sanctuary into the air. Lilith suddenly has an idea. She sent Roland to get some iridium, but he is pinned under a roof that has fallen in. So we have to go and help him, and then we get the iridium, we take that to Lilith. She tries the whole teleportation thing, and it went about as well as it did last time. We just went somewhere random.
Man, this is one of them moments. Catch a ride!
In my opinion, one of the best moments in the whole of the Borderlands story. The way it all worked out, the accidental teleport, Scooter's voice line, meteors hitting the city floating. We then saw a return of this to an extent in the early days of Fortnite Season 6. You know, where the island inside of Loot Lake started lifting off the ground. I'm such a nerd, I'm gonna shut up. Angel explains to us that she has been following Jack's orders from the beginning. She goes on to explain that 5 years ago, she tricked other Vault Hunters, basically the ones in Borderlands 1. She tricked them into opening the vault. She explains that Jack always gets Vault Hunters to do his dirty work, and she is tired of manipulating people. I then get manipulated by the game as a purple drops through the floor. It would have been nice to have that, or at least see what it was, so I could decide whether I wanted it or not. We go through a lot of quests with the help of Angel, and we end up back at Sanctuary. Next time I log on, I have 75 gold keys. Now, here's the part where I hugely fucked up, and my friend pointed this out to me. Matt, I should have saved them for Borderlands 3, just in case they carried over into Borderlands 3. Moving on quickly, because I don't want to talk about that. Angel is now helping us. Angel also tells us how to get to her and that there's a lot of things that we need to do. The main issue that we're going to have is a system that will kill anything that is not Hyperion. We find Mordecai. He tells us that Bloodwing is in this facility that we need to go into anyway to get Claptrap and upgrade to help us get through the Hyperion system. Jack has been experimenting on Bloodwing. Bloodwing covers all of the elements, starting with slag, transforming into fire, electric, corrosion. The main purpose of this fight is not to kill Bloodwing, but is to weaken her. It is, in my eyes, one of the coolest and probably the coolest fight in the entire Borderlands series.
Okay, she's still alive. Get the microchip from her collar, and we can get her back to Sanctuary.
And there's another element that Jack can't remember.
Oh, now I remember. Explosive! No! God damn it, Jack! I'm gonna kill you! You hear me?
We got to keep moving. We've got the upgrade, we take it to Claptrap, and we need more help. We're sent to find Brick, who again is from Borderlands 1. We then move to kill one of Jack's doubles. Angel tells us that we basically need to be Jack to get into Angel's room. We get Jack's pocket watch and some voice samples. We upload them to Angel, and she tells us that we will speak in Jack's voice until we reach the security door. Our next obstacle, and it is a massive one, this huge ship is called Bunker. We're fighting this thing, I'm not gonna lie, I died a lot in this fight. I was my own worst enemy in this. After doing that way too many times, I decide that I need to stop for the day. Next day, I get back on, and after a 30-minute grueling battle, Bunker is defeated. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is nothing standing in our way. We have a clear run through to the Vault Key and to Angel. On our way there, Angel tells us that Jack needs a siren to act as a catalyst to charge the Vault Key.
The key is here, but to truly stop Jack from waking the warrior, you cannot just steal the Vault Key. You must destroy his catalyst. You must destroy me.
Get the hell away from my door!
Yeah, in a huge twist of events, Angel is Jack's daughter. There's 3 iridium injectors that we need to destroy. Roland joins us, we destroy the first one and the second one, and then despite being told not to, Lilith is here, which, you know, this is going to end well. We get the last injector and Angel is free.
What the hell just happened? First Bloodwing, now this? Vault Hunter, find me a sanctuary. We gotta get Lilith back.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no words for that scene. We just need to keep moving through. This is where we started in Borderlands 1. This is fire. We kill a massive robot called Saturn. We find a console to find the location of the warrior. Reaching the final stages, we take Claptrap with us, who unfortunately gets defeated by Stairs. Now we are truly on our own. That is when we find Jack in the Vault of the Warrior. And I will say, very creative fight with fighting multiple Jacks. You kind of know which one's which.
That it? Huh?
No! The key's charged!
I'm not dying yet. You're too late, Bandit! I win! The greatest alien power Pandora has ever seen. And it's mine to control!
just as you think the game is over, here comes the warrior from out of the vault. It's a dragon, which is great. I love dragons. Unfortunately, this is the final boss for Borderlands 2. 20-minute fight, no deaths, and the dragon is defeated.
This can't be happening! This can't be happening!
Wait a sec. Let me. You don't want to touch this thing right now, trust me.
Slow down, man. I nearly bought it back there. Hey, Lilith!
Where the hell were you guys 5 minutes ago? If it weren't for the Vault Hunter, we'd all be dead.
I think that's her way of saying we won.
I figured that.
If I never see this key again, it'll be too soon. It's been fun, you alien piece of shit.
What the? Are those vaults?
You know what that means.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.
We are officially done with Borderlands 2 after a lot of just straight gut punches. I don't even know how else to explain it. We start the pre-sequel on the now flying city of Sanctuary by meeting someone who has been captured by Brick and Mordecai. Her name's Athena, an assassin who after the first vault was opened, wandered Pandora looking for jobs until she came across someone she describes as a hero. And we all know who that's a silhouette of. Now this one doesn't start with a skag. Okay, never mind it does. Well, at least it's on top of the card. Welcome to Borderlands the pre-sequel. Characters for this one are Wilhelm, who has drones, Athena, who is a person that we've just met that's been captured. She has a crazy shield similar to someone that you may know from a different universe. Finally, a gunslinger called Nisha. And of course, you've got Claptrap as well. You can actually play as Claptrap in this game, but it does warn you. Then it wants you again, and then again. And yes, this is who we are playing as. We are playing as Claptrap. We start as all the other ones have, Claptrap giving us an echo device, which kind of feels like a fever dream. We get to the control room of the ship we are on, which is called Helios, and that's where we meet Jack. He is the captain of Helios and works for Hyperion. We start by protecting Jack. We have to revive him, which causes us to level up. And then we have to follow Jack to the escape ships. On our way there, we get stopped by the commander of the Lost Legion and this thing. We have to find a different way out and level up to get Claptrap's main ability. If you don't know what this does, don't worry, it's completely random. You'll see what I'm talking about later on. Our main objective now is to get to the moonshot cannon. Obviously, you know this by now. We have to beat a guy. His name is Flame Knuckle. It's an easy fight. It's the first fight, like 2-3 minutes, I think. We get loaded into the cannon and the Lost Legion start shooting at Helios. That's us flying. First person we meet is Springs. She's an Australian mechanic or engineer. I'm not entirely sure which one, maybe both. She is going to help us while we are on the moon. She takes us to her workshop where she tells us about Oz kits and tells us where we can get one. They help you breathe, you can boost in the air, and you can ground slide. We are told that we need a Digistruct key, and this guy has it. It's a fun fight in a fun area with bounce pads and a huge disadvantage while using Claptrap, but we get it done. All this for a key to the Moon Zooming Station, which is essentially the catch-right system from the other. We're told we need to go to Concordia because there is something jamming the signal on Helios. We enter Concordia and need to find the Merith, but first we visit Moxie's bar where we meet some familiar faces. We're actually introduced to Moxie for the first time in a DLC that came out in December of 2009 for the first Borderlands game. But for the main story, the first time you actually meet Moxie is in Borderlands 2, but I didn't keep any of the times I went into Moxie's bar in the Borderlands 2 part. And there she is. As I feed my gambling addiction, Moxie tells us that she doesn't have any transmitters to stop the jammer, so we need to get Moonstone. We go and we get the Moonstones, and it's time to take them to the black market.
What you want?
We all know that voice by now, it's Crazy Earl, and the first transmitter is installed. We hit it just to make sure and then repeat with the second one and then one more time. Our next objective is to get to a place called Crisis Scar. This is where the signal is coming from. But on our way out, we get locked down by the Mirror. Might have something to do with us playing his private conversations with a sex robot over the tunnel. We return to Moxie's bar because she has an alternate way out apparently, but she isn't at the bar. That's when one of the Claptrap units tells us how to get into her secret workshop. Now might be a good time to mention that Moxie is the mother of Ellie and Scoot.
Bubbles and birds, bubbles and birds.
Hello, Moxie.
Hey, whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing in here?
Whoa, you look different. and you're covered in robot blood.
It's mentioned in the first game, but I may have skipped over that for the surprise factor. We use Moxie's secret entrance, and a scav trap tells us that we need to join his gang before we can enter Crisis Scar. As we are making our way to find the signal, something happens with Helios. We finally get to the source of the signal, which is a very easy fight, and deactivate the jamming signal. Now we go back to Concordia, where Jack has finally joined us, and we finally meet.
Jackie! You should have said you were dead. Should have said so.
Nothing. I was just messing with you. Get the hell out of here. I've been thinking. There's a way back to Helios.
I surrender.
I was gonna let you live, dumb bastard!
So I guess Jack is now our new sheriff. We head out to find Springs, who tells us that we need a new vehicle, a Stingray this time. After entering the passcode 8008, nice, we get the Stingray, which is a bike. We also need some military AI, and we need to kill this guy, who is the boson. I get extremely lucky with Claptrap's ultimate. We pick up an AI core named Felicity, and we meet a guy called Gladstone, who works for Hyperion using experimental tech. This next part I'm going to skip over because it's gathering supplies so we can build a robot. And here is the final product. The only problem is she is evil. I mentioned at the start, his ability is very random, so I now have a rubber duck ring around me. That doesn't stop me from disabling her, and now she makes robot. You may recognize these from Borderlands 2. We return to Moxie and she tells us to open a box for our reward. One of the guns is Miss Moxie's Vibrapulse with the description of "Why not turn me on?" I know I've said this about a lot of characters, but Moxie might be one of my favorites. I don't need to explain why, you already know why. Next objective is Jack needs help from scientists. We have to rescue 3 of them. First one is here, and he needs us to find a family photo of his that got stolen by a colleague.
My teddy bear's on the other side!
Yeah, you heard him right. Old fella wants his teddy bear back. So we drain the aquarium and get the teddy.
Can I have my teddy bear? It calms me down!
He gives me mad scientist vibes, not gonna lie.
Ah! Thanks for bringing my teddy bear! I feel way less scared now!
The last one wants us to find a key card. I left it all out, it was very boring, but we get back and we have a cloaking device for Jack. We get back to Jack's office and Lilith and Roland are here. Jack thinks that there are 4 imposters among us and votes to kick them off the ship. We start destroying Helios from the inside and finally come face to face with Zarpedon. Bit of context here, Zarpedon is one that has been using the laser to hit the moon, Elpis, and a few other planets, as well as attacking the Hyperion ship that Jack was on, Helios. Claptrap's RNG ability blesses us until Zarpedon recharges her shield. We make very quick work of the shield but run out of ammo and I go down. I fear this is the end and we will have to restart the fight, but luckily we have some ammo left in one of the other pistons. I catch my second win by defeating Zarpedon, and then I guess it's time for round 2. I get blessed with RNG once more. Still low on ammo, but some rockets help finish her. Next is meeting up with Jack at the laser. Again, this is one that we've seen hitting the moon. This is the one that Zarpedon was controlling, and that is the eye of the monster from the first game. Moxie and Lilith make a plan to shut this down and trigger a failsafe. When it comes back online, it will be Jack's. Jack decides rebooting it remotely will be safer.
5, 4, 3, 2. Shutdown aborted. Invalid energy configuration.
Oh, great. What now?
Jack, I'm sorry.
I'm not. Warning. Singularity detected.
Whoa! What the hell?
Good job, everybody.
What's Moxie? What the hell are you doing?
Training you. Trying to kill you. 2 things I should have done a long time ago, you power-hungry psychopath.
What do you mean, Moxie? How did you even...
I've been watching you, Jack. And behind that smile, behind that hero complex, there's something wrong about you. If you come down from Helios alive, a lot of decent people will live to regret it.
No, no, no! Damn it, I trusted you, Moxie! You know what you've done? You've just killed us all!
Bye-bye, sugar.
Damn it! Damn it! The eye! That was one of a kind! The things I could have done! Friggin' liars!
friggin' cowards! They're no better than bandits!
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't mean to stand there and be directly in the way of that. Jack tells us that we need to find evidence of the vault, and he tells us to go here where we meet whatever this thing is. This is the hardest fight that I have had throughout the entire Borderlands series so far. I know I was severely underleveled again for this. I don't actually know how long it took me in total, I just know it was a very long time. I paused the recording for this, it was that long. But I cheesed the fight by staying in the elevator shaft and I destroy RK5. I will also say RK5 wasn't the problem, it was the little like guardians and other enemies around the outside, like the shit spawners. Then we enter this iridium extraction site and start fighting guardians, so we must be close to the vault. As we get closer, we are met by, well, whatever this thing is again. Now, my recording messed up again and I didn't get the part where I actually killed the thing. We enter the vault and we see the familiar formation that we love, the Borderlands logo. And then this guy shows up with an absolute incredible entrance, I might add. Again, blessed by Claptrap's random ability, we just throw grenades until this thing goes down. And then the Sentinel is defeated. Then he comes back and he's bigger and electric. Okay, or he comes back as corrosive. Yeah, sure. Genuinely, all jokes aside, great fight. I will say, I think Mini Trap got the kill and not me, but I don't care. It's over.
Big bastard, wasn't he? Nicely done. Keep an eye out for that creepy red one. I don't want to get interrupted. Wait. What? That's it? That little thing. The hell did...
Oh, kind of weapon.
Oh my God! I get it! I understand! I understand everything!
Hey, handsome.
I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill them all. Oh, first, you're gonna find me a doctor. Then we're gonna wipe those bandit bastards off the face of Pandora. And then we're gonna wake the warrior.
The what?
It's gonna be so good. We're gonna scorch the freaking planet in fire. There's gonna be screaming. Bandits are gonna die left and right. I can't wait.
And that is when the hero who saved us on Helios died. That was when I left Handsome Jack's employ.
Fire!
What the hell?
Now is not the time for bickering, Vault Hunters. War is coming, and you will need all the Vault Hunters you can get.
So that cutscene explains Jack's face on to number 3, not before the after credits scene.
Mr. Tassiter? Mr. Tassiter, are you there?
Mr. Tassiter's been replaced, sweet cheeks. Starting today, you're working for me.
John, is that you?
Call me Jack, honey.
I feel like I can say this now just before we move on to Borderlands 3. The pre-sequel part is designed to show the villain arc of Jack. I just wanted to explain that before we went on to 3 for people that haven't played the Borderlands series, and I will explain it a bit later on in a bit more detail, just in case there's people that haven't played through the Borderlands series and are watching this purely to get up to date with the story, ready for Borderlands 4.
So, you want to hear a story, huh?
Starting on Pandora and introducing us to the Vault Hunters again and the Vault. We have 4 new Vault Hunters who are answering a call from a siren. That siren? Lilith. The cutscene this time does not start with a skag, but a bandit using someone else's arm to scratch his own back. Never mind, there's the skag, but it looks kind of different. So this skag belongs to one of our vault hunters for this one, Flack, who is the Beastmaster. We've got another one who can materialize a mech, and this is Mose. Our siren for this one has hands that can come out of the ground. Her name is Amara. Finally, the guy that we will be playing as for this one, Zane Flint, and his cloak. Welcome to Borderlands 3. Remember this from the first one? The bus, the face, but this time it's the familiar face, with it being Lilith, or Firehawk, whichever you want to call her. And we are again told to put our trust in Claptrap. We get given our Echo device, customize Zane, change the color of our Echo device, and finally we're forced to accept user agreement. We're sent on a stealth mission with Claptrap, and we have to find his hidden stash. Luckily, the stash we find is of guns this time, and not the stash we found in Borderlands 2. We have our first gun, and we are on our way to a Children of the Vault camp. This Children of the Vault camp is relatively close, and it's where Claptrap gets trapped. Of course, we're the ones that have to save. I wonder why this guy is one arm bigger than the other. With Shiv dead, we can now release Claptrap from the magnet that was holding him, and we revive the little guy. He shoots out this weird laser from his one eye to summon something or someone. It's another incredible entrance, and of course it is Lilith. We're introduced to Lilith, who is now the Firehawk and also the commander of the Crimson Raiders. She welcomes us to the Crimson Raiders, and apparently this used to be one of their strongholds before the Children of the Vault, or COV, destroyed it. So I wanted to keep this little juggle part in, that is all. Lilith finds a tape where this guy tells us that the Sun Smasher clan has the map for the Vault and the Twin Gods are hungry. We find the Sun Smasher stronghold and we find this guy. His name is Vaughn and he is apparently the leader and the only person left of the Sun Smasher clan. So I guess either way he's the leader if he's the last one left. Besides, he doesn't seem the leader type. Either way, we're taken back to Lilith, who he apparently knows. Next, Ellie needs us to steal a vehicle and take it to a catch ride station so that we can use it, which of course I do in style. Hey, it's that guy from the TV. One quick death and second wind and he is done. The vault map is ours and we see the twin gods for the first time. Tyreen Calypso, the female one on the right, and her brother Troy on the left. They are streamers here and the COV is their cult that follow them no matter what. Kind of like Dr. Disrespect fans, only the twins never messaged anyone underage or recorded themselves in a public bathroom. Instead, the Calypso twins just torture their viewers, which is what I would rather go through over watching one of Doc's streams. We give the map to Lilith, who tells us that this was the key to the first vault and Pandora. She then tells us that she can't charge it and we need to go and speak to Tannis. We then have to defend Tannis while she investigates the key, and Lilith shows up. I looked away, so I unfortunately missed her entrance. Tannis completes her investigation and Lilith teleports like 2 feet for some reason. She's very good at that if you remember Borderlands 2. I'm saying that like it wasn't like half an hour ago. Tannis tells us that Tyreen tried to charge the map but drained it. The only map that is shown on there is Promethea, where the first vault was found by Typhon de Leon. That transition was meant to work better than it did. Now, while we have been away, Ellie has been preparing a ship for us. First thing we need is biofuel. However, I start by going the wrong way, but I pull a perfect U-turn. Now, you might be wondering what biofuel is. It's the blood of our enemies. No, seriously, we have to run them over. We get an astronav chip, we deliver the biofuel, and the ship is fueled and ready to go. Lilith asks us to meet her outside.
Firehawk, just give me the map. No way. Cool, let's do this! You're a siren?
Yeah. Well, runs in the family.
I'm the siren. He's just a parasite. Literally, when we were born, our father had to cut him off me. Now I'm the only thing keeping him alive. What are you doing? I can leech the power from any living thing. Even you, Firehawk. Legendary Vault Hunter. Slayer of the Destroyer. Firehawk. So many titles. So little impact. Well, I've taken your powers. Might as well finish you off.
Tyreen!
Fine. What is up, brothers and sisters? God Queen Tyreen coming to you live. We got something real special for you today. Your #1 most requested murder. It's the great heretic herself, the Firehawk. Smile. Loving it! Next up, Promethea! Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.
Alright, let's get out of here. I want to see if Katagawa is good on his word.
Later, Firehawk! Or whatever you are now.
After that whole interaction, we need to save Lilith, so we revive her and then head back to the ship. Just in time for us to take off, and of course it has a catch a ride sticker on the side.
Lil, what the hell happened to you?
Lilith is no longer a siren.
You're saying Tyreen stole Lil's powers? Well, let's hunt down that God Queen bitch and get him right back!
Are you crazy? I say we stay here and build a fort.
Can we really take on the Calypsos in our current state? Tyreen's after the power of the vault, and there's no one else who can stop her. We have to get there first. I may not be a siren, but I'm still a Crimson Raider. We all are. I obviously won't pass up a chance to study a new vault. All right, let's get to it.
Hey, Lil. Bad luck to take a ship out of orbit without a name.
She's already got a name.
Obviously, the ship's called Sanctuary, as it has been in the past few games. Claptrap, being Claptrap, gets a bit impatient with everyone and hits a random button. We're not sure what the button did, but the window now has a crack in, but don't worry, Claptrap fixed it with his ass. Before heading down to Promethea, we have to help a few people, Simon Tanit, who was doing an experiment, apparently. Look, I'm not going to judge what she gets up to in her spare time. It's her time. She can do what she wants. Marcus is next. His shop is on fire, and he now has a firing ring. He might have had one before, but I don't remember seeing it, and I like this one because the target is Jack, even though he is dead. We help Ellie with a fire in the vehicle bay by simply opening the cargo bay doors, and the final person we have to help, obviously, is Moxie. She asks us if we have tried her slots. Damn. So I have a quick go on her slot machines and then leave. We finally land on Promethea, home of Atlas Corporation. We meet this person called Lorelei, who takes us to meet Reese. He knows a lot about Promethea, and he is also the CEO of Atlas Corporation. He asks us to go and meet one of his agents. This agent we meet is Zero. We help him clear the courtyard, move through, and loot the armory. This is where we find an upgrade for Zero's sword, until we are interrupted by Katagawa. He is mentioned earlier, but Katagawa has something to do with Maliwan, and apparently the tech for the sword is Maliwan. There's an apparent rivalry between Atlas and Maliwan, and apparently Katagawa has tried to get Zero onto his side before. On our way over to this fight, Zero tells us about Maliwan AI and that it needs to be defeated. This little guy is the AI, and his name is Gigamind. 2 minutes later, and Gigamind is no more. We contact Reese, who asks us for the data from Gigamind. We say that he can have it if he helps us open the vault. Reese basically says no, to which we respond,
I'm gonna see how far I can dropkick a human brain. My best is 21 meters.
This convinces Reese to help us, so we give Reese the brain from Gigamind. Back on Sanctuary, we're told we need to find another siren. This one is currently being attacked by Maliwan on a different planet called Athenas. And here she is, Maya from Borderlands 2. She has apparently spent the past few years looking after a teenage girl who lost her family when she was young. And we are on Athenas, as we have been told that this is where the vault key is for Promethea. I then do a really dumb thing of trapping myself in a very small space with a badass. I somehow get revived, but I'm still trapped down here, and I somehow only went down 3 times. I was genuinely stuck when I went down as well. Like, I couldn't move even though there was room behind me. I don't know what I got stuck on, but I do try to get out, and I find another one is at the top of the stairs. Finally managed to get out, and we come across Captain Tron. He has been the commander for this army that has been attacking Athenas. We defeat him and head into this shrine-like room where the vault key fragment is. Maya told us that she took our neighbor because one day she is going to be a siren and she wants her to be prepared. Reese now wants us to meet him. Apparently Katagawa has a laser powered by a vault key fragment, and it's aimed at Atlas HQ. We make our way to where the laser is in the laser control room. On the way there, Reese turns himself into something he calls Reese Ball, and we have to defend him while he tries to override and hack the laser. That is until Katagawa reveals his ball, and 5 minutes later his balls are gone. This is where my good friend Matt joins in, and we grab a vault key fragment. Moving on, and Reese tells us that the last vault key fragment is at Atlas HQ. Apparently he's been doing tests on it. Then, in a surprising turn of events, turns out that Katagawa has got Zero, and he's appeared in Reese's office. And Zero is trying to kill Reese. I will say, I can't tell you how infuriating this boss fight is with Katagawa. I'm so glad that I had Matt and another friend of mine, Sam, to help me with this fight. This fight is essentially a guessing game of which one of the 7 Katagawas is the real one. When you do find him, he sends out another clone which attacks you. With him defeated, we get the final key frag. Tanis assembles the entire key, and we head to the location of the first vault. We have Maya with us as well to help. and after 2 minutes, the Rampager, which is the monster from the first vault, is dead. Ava suddenly appears from nowhere. Inside the vault, we find that this vault is connected to a second vault on Eden 6, and then we head outside.
I'm trying to keep you safe.
You said I could be a vault hunter like you! You promised!
You will! When you're ready. What's up, bitches? Ow, Troy, look what they left for us! Keep this up and I'll be a god for real.
We'll be gods.
That's what I said.
No! What are you doing?
The monsters don't protect the power of the vaults. They are the power of the vaults.
We should be kicking their ass!
So who's the brat? You I get, but what's her deal? She's no one. I'm your problem.
I'm gonna be a siren, and then I'm gonna mop the floor with assholes like you!
You're gonna... Is that how you think this works? Honey, you're not even gonna leave this place. Put her down! That's what I thought.
Maya!
Ava, don't! Be ready. I thought you could only take from me.
I guess it's any siren.
Come on, we got what we came for.
Yeah, a lot more. But hey, if that siren thing ever works out for you...
I will say this, as unfortunate as it was to lose Maya, we got to keep moving. We meet our next character, who is a badass with a shotgun and the owner of another gun company. His name is Jacobs, who sends us to meet someone called Meat Slab, also known as Brick. Our objective for this one is to break someone out of prison, but there is one more person we need for this prison break.
Move and you die. I will now read the crimes of the condemned. You kidnapped my... You moved. Whatever.
Who else did you think it would be? Tina tells us she wants to make a pizza. So we get a detonator that she's going to use as ham, wire which she's going to use as onions, and finally the sauce, or better known as night. We take it back to Tina, who makes the pizza, and now we deliver the pizza. That is until we are introduced to a new friend. I mean, this is crazy, the amount of people invested in rescuing the love of Jacob's life. That is who we're rescuing, by the way. We are rescuing Jacob's lover. Obviously, meeting Mordecai, he needs a wingman. He now has Talon in place of Bloodwing. We deliver the pizza just like that. We destroy the walls next to the door. And yeah, I forgot to mention who we are rescuing. This is the love of Jacob's life. But first we got to deal with the warden of the prison. 2 minutes later, and he is defeated. On our way back to Jacob's, we get spoken to by Baroness Hammerlock, who is Hammerlock's sister. And apparently this is a family affair that we shouldn't be involved in. She also tells us that she is the CEO of Jacob. She tells us to meet her at Jacob's manor. Jacobs tells us that there is a vault piece at the manor. We get there and the Baroness tells us to meet her in the main hall.
As promised.
Not bad, Baroness. But you still owe us a vault key.
I am working on it as we speak. Well, I will leave you to your fun. Good doing business with you, Vault Hunter.
We haven't really had a chance to get to know each other, huh? Ty's been doing most of the talking. She does that, right? She's the center of the galaxy, and the rest of us just sort of orbit around her. Your siren friend? She didn't know what she had. With this power, I can pull the stars out of the Goddamn Sky. You know, Tyreen says we should let you keep playing along. Yeah, a little competition gets our followers all riled up. But I'm not one of them. No, not anymore. And I'm done getting table scraps.
Fill your hands, you zealot scum!
Huh?
Oh, I'ma kill you! Come and get me, you rat-faced bastard!
Now we've made it to the theatre and we kill the first of the anointed guard. You'll find there's many of these later on. We find the vault key clue, which is vinyl record, and we leave the man. Time for a quick catch up because there's a lot I skipped over through these parts. We met a guy called Clay and we took over a town. Hammerlock then told us about a vault key fragment that is on a ship, and the AI for the ship is Balex. Balex tells us about an evil AI, that's that robot that's just gone down, and this cuddly guy is Balex. With him now installed on our ship, he is now our AI. We give the vault key fragment to Tanis, and this little guy has another vault key fragment. The last one is in this cellar.
Aurelia, as your brother, I implore you to stop this.
Step aside, Alistair, while I trim the last loose end of the Jacob's line.
If you want to kill Wainwright, then you will have to...
Yes, I know.
Just like that, the Baroness is defeated. Mac joins us again to help us with Vault Beast, and I feel like this has happened at some point during at least one of the recordings. Something's glitched. This time it's the cutscene. Now, I was going to cut out this fight, but it is over so fast that I may as well just keep it in and just let you know that if you made it this far, thank you for sticking with it. Hope you have a good day. Just like that, the Vault Beast is dead. We go in and out of the vault just for this to happen to Tanis. Good news, Tanis is still alive. Bad news, she's about to be sacrificed. Just like we are sacrificing our vehicle, which apparently isn't good enough and we need a better vehicle to sacrifice, so we steal a solid gold car. We get it back and sacrifice it, which lets us into Carnivora. Now, what is Carnivora, I hear you not ask?
But hey kid, you can't hit the big time that easily. Let's take this show on the road!
Yeah, it's a massive moving platform that is on a tank type thing, but we managed to stop it, board it, and get to the arena. After an almost 10-minute fight, he is defeated. I take great satisfaction in this next part. With Tanis back, we are now moving to fight the Calypsos. We have Ava and now a fully charged Siren in Tanis throughout the 15-minute fight. Troy is slowly draining the power from Tyreen, but we defeat him.
Sigh. We were so close.
Are they dead?
Those powers never truly belonged to Troy, and now it seems they have found their rightful owner.
Maya had a plan all along. Those suit you, Ava.
But what about you?
It's over. That's what matters.
Yeah. Wow, look.
Beautiful. Terrifying, but beautiful nonetheless.
Here, Ava. You take it. Well, where do you want to go? You did it, Troy. Now let's finish this together. Do you feel that? There's a god waking up beneath our feet, and we just took off its chains. Soon the destroyer will be free. Once I leech it, I'll be the only star left in the sky. And we are live! Well, not them. They're super dead. Oh, you thought you were gonna win. Maybe next time, superfans. Or not. That's just something people say. Game over, bitches!
And there we have it, all 4 Borderlands games finished.
That actually worked!
You catch on quick. Good save.
What's happening?
The Great Vault is opening. Pandora. Pandora is the Great Vault.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? What have you done? The universe is doomed!
Typhon DeLeon, who has been mentioned at the start, the first ever vault onto fucking Northern again. Typhon DeLeon, who's mentioned at the start and throughout the entire game, first ever Vault Hunter who opened the first vault. He tells us that the Great Vault is open and we need to find. The person that will help us find the Great Vault is the man himself, Mr. DeLeon.
You were expecting someone less handsome?
We go through the place that Typhon has been by himself for years in. We fight General Tron, the big brother of Commander Tron, who we fought earlier. This fight was a lot easier than Commander though. As we are making our way through, Typhon is telling us about how he got here, how he opened the vault with his wife, whose name is Leda. After they opened the vault, they had 2 kids, but unfortunately she died not long after this, and he had to raise the kids himself. We take a quick break from the story to complete a puzzle.
Wasting your time. The destroyer's almost here, and when I consume it, I'm gonna be a god. I know you're listening, Dad. Are you proud of your little girl? You weren't gonna tell them, were you, Dad?
And yeah, Typhon DeLeon is Tyreen and Troy's dad. Moving on very quickly, we have all of the vault keys and we need to charge them. We protect Tannis while she's charging them. That is until Tyreen shows up and destroys it.
Haven't we done this before, Lil? I'm over it.
Hiya, Starlight.
Let me go!
I let you go once, and see how that turned out?
You scared old man! This is your fault! You kept us here when the universe should have been ours!
I gave you what I could.
I don't care! I'm gonna take what's mine! Ah!
I'm sorry, Starlight.
Typhon.
You gotta stop her. It's too late for me. Just promise me something. Don't be the last Vault Hunters.
We won't.
And as we move to the last and great vault, I realize this game is just constant gut punches. But hey, it's time to find Tyreen and open this last vault.
Finally. Don't expect mercy, superfan. I'm not that kind of god.
In case you haven't guessed, I love this game series so much. A 10-minute fight with this thing, and I am so ready to talk about this series, but I'm gonna wait till the credits for that. We defeat the final boss, Tyreen the Destroyer.
Nobody, but nobody.
We get our Firehawk back. The final vault formed. We loot the vault and join up with Lilith, Hannes, and Abe. I'm keeping this final scene in. Trust me, it's worth it.
It's over.
Not entirely. Great Vault is still opening. Elpis is tearing Pandora apart.
How do we stop it?
Very simple. We can't. Not unless you know a way to remove the moon from the sky.
Run towards the fire. Sanctuary's yours, Ava. Be ready.
What does Lilith think she's doing?
Closing the Great Vault. She's saving Pandora.
That could kill her!
She knows. She's the Firehawk.
She's gone.
Not entirely. She's lighting the way.
Okay, I'm ready to yap about this whole series, so I will also say the song playing in the background is This Girl Is On Fire by Alicia Keys, but I know I won't be able to upload it if I don't mute that. Borderlands is such a great series. Borderlands 1 is slow, but the game mechanics at the time were very unique. The art style was unique. There was a lot very creative and unique about this game when it first came out. The main story for the first one is just finding the vault. It's in a way a perfect introduction to the series. It's just it felt like there was a lot in there that they needed to kind of like fill out the game, which in retrospect makes sense when you look at it. Obviously you can't just grab the vault key and go to the vault. That would be boring, uninteresting, and just wouldn't work. Also, at the end of the day, it's a looter shooter. It is designed so that you go through. This is kind of me justifying it to myself, I will say that. Borderlands 2 is great. I love the story. That's probably my favorite Borderlands. The story's great, the gameplay's great, there's a lot of good things about too. I am not gonna lie, pre-sequel is a lot better than I remember it being. And finally, 3. Borderlands 3 is so much better than I remember. I love this series, I have way too much to talk about it. As I say, the first one you're introduced to a couple of base characters that are going to help you in the story. The second one has a bit more of a storyline and you have Lilith, Roland, Brick, all sort of returning characters. Scooter has a bit more of a part to play. There's a couple of other characters that play a bigger part in 2. Pre-sequel, I mentioned it at the time, but pre-sequel is what happened with Jack between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. And the whole premise behind the pre-sequel is that it shows kind of Jack's villain arc, almost. So the fact that he did used to work for Hyperion and he had a ship of his own and that there was things that he wanted to do, things he was planned on doing, and it just didn't work out. There was things that stopped him, there was things that didn't go his way, there were people that betrayed him. He apparently had trust issues. And then obviously 3 with the Calypso twins and everything like that. I don't know what's happening in 4. I'm going to be completely honest, I have kept myself away from everything to do with Borderlands 4 just because I kind of want to keep it secret. I am going to end this video here. I did try to keep it as short as possible. My goal was an hour, and then I realized that that was unrealistic for the amount of content in these games. By far the biggest video I've ever done, and I would love to do it again. So I'm going to stop yapping. Honestly, thank you if you stuck to the end of the video and you got this far. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'll see you in the next video.